Hello, Eurovision friends. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Eurovision Histories. I am so excited to analyze and rate this entry, the Lithuanian entry for Eurovision 2025, Tavo akys, which translates to Your Eyes by the band Katarsis. Amazing band name, I have to say. And they are a really young band, it seems, and I'm just uh, really impressed by what they have put on that stage. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. As per usual, I will be looking at different aspects of the song and performance, giving points from 1 to 5. Then I will try to predict how Lithuania will do at Eurovision. And last but not least, we'll be looking at your votes and comments from the community tab of my channel. If you want to participate in that, you gotta subscribe. Now, usually I start with the lyrics. In this case, I wanted to change it up a little bit and talk about the staging first, because the vibe and the feeling they create with this staging is just incredible to me. I watched the performance. I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't listened to the Lithuanian entries in the national final at all. And so when I started the video, I didn't know what to expect, and I was really blown away by this. The vibe and the feeling you get is like in an apocalyptic or dystopian movie. Their outfits give me a bit of Hunger Games feel, but the whole background with the nature imagery and this rundown shed in the background kind of feels like a Robert Eggers movie as well. Their expressions as well, the outfits, as I said, work with that. Like Robert Eggers is Nosferatu and The Witch. Not sure whether he's very famous, but I like his movies, and they also have this very specific vibe, which this song kind of represents to me. And the vibe of the staging goes very well with the song as well. I think this is the kind of staging and song that you either love or hate, but in Eurovision, you don't vote against a song, you vote for a song. So this will be in its favor. I think it is very mesmerizing, the whole thing. It draws you in. You really want to watch what happens next. And this vibe and feeling is really what the whole song and the whole 3 minutes you get from everything, really, not only the staging, but we'll talk about the other aspect as well. I love how the world kind of falls apart in the graphics towards the end of the song as well, which is kind of the vibe that the song gives me, like the world is not going well, something is wrong. That's kind of the feeling I get from listening to the song. I don't love the feeling, but I love that they can conjure that up with music and with staging. So that's really artful to me. And that's why I gave 5 out of 5 points for the staging. Now, the lyrics, they are quite dystopian as well. He sings about empty conversations, a house burning and crashing down. Everything has started to rot. So something is really not right in his universe, in his world, so to speak. The part that he repeats over and over again is, Your eyes see pain. To my eyes, they emit a feeling. And I was sat there thinking, what exactly is he trying to tell me with this? After thinking about it a few more times, her eyes or his eyes, we don't know, emit feeling, emit pain, and he sees some kind of feeling, but he doesn't quite know what it is, maybe. So maybe he is so disconnected from the world and from emotions that he doesn't really know what kind of feeling the eyes he's looking at do emit. Not sure whether that's an overinterpretation, it probably is, but he also sings, I weep in your dreams. And then at the end, there's a bit of repetition, not a bit, there's quite a lot of repetition when he repeats Tavo, Tavo, Tavo like 25 times. I usually criticize repetitions in lyrics, but here it really creates this feeling of obsession. He gets into it 100%, and he's kind of creating a feeling more. I read that he, by repeating the word over and over again, wanted to create a feeling rather than transmit some kind of message. And I think it works. I do believe that the lyrics are a bit confusing to me. Maybe some Lithuanians can explain to us how we can better interpret them, possibly. But after all, I gave 4 out of 5 points because I do find them quite intriguing. Now, for the voice, he draws you in right away at the beginning, the way he goes higher and higher with sustained notes with no pause in between, and it turns into this guttural scream kind of, which also adds to the vibe of the song that something isn't going right. And this rawness, this voice that is full of emotion, but it's not a positive emotion. It seems angry as well. This very dissonant way that he screams out in the end, it just adds to the whole vibe of the performance. And it's a very interesting way of singing. And he has a very unique voice as well. So that's why I gave 5 out of 5 points for the voice. Now, the performance, I mean, the main artist of the band, but all of them kind of have this expression. It's eerie, it's haunting, it's captivating as well, and very raw. The way he looks at you, he's really transfixed on you and your eyes, maybe trying to understand what you are feeling. And that also, again, adds to the whole feeling that the song creates. And he has this sort of charisma that works for this kind of performance and song. Really impressive. And so I gave 5 out of 5 points for that as well. Now, for the song, I love the dissonant instrumentation that grows more and more dissonant as the song goes on. It is very rich, though, as well. There are sounds that remind me of Eastern rock bands, like Eastern European rock bands. There's a bit of medieval feel as well, progressive rock feels. And I love how the intensity with his voice, he does that, but also the instrumentation grows and grows and grows into this scream that he does with his voice. Really incredible. I just feel like the vibe that the song gives me and the feeling is how I feel about the world at the moment. Like something isn't right, it's dissonant, it's something has to change, kind of. And so, in the end, this is not a song that I would add to my playlist, however. This is the kind of song I need to see the performance with, a bit like the Latvian entry as well. So in the end, I gave 4 out of 5 points for the song. The song counts 3 times, the staging counts 2 times, and that gives us an overall rating of 4.5 points for Lithuania. I hope what I just said wasn't too rambling, and you got what I mean. I do hope that. Do subscribe to this channel, only a thought if you are, before I tell you my prediction of how Lithuania will do at Eurovision. Lots of videos on this channel coming up of other Eurovision entries. I will do lyric translations and interpretations as well, news videos, predictions, anything you want. If you're a Eurovision fan, you should subscribe. Now for the prediction. Lithuania is in semi-final 2, which for them is very, very good. They have Latvia, they have Ireland, they have the UK, they have Germany. I think that Finland will like a song like this. I also think that Serbia and Czechia will get into a song like this. So I don't see how they could have gotten a better deal with the semi-final they are in. We don't really have a rock song like this. Let me check. No, yet in the semifinals, so that will also work in its favor. The vibe is so special that we won't have a song like this. It's so unique. And then also looking at the qualification history of Lithuania, 70% qualification history, incredible. 4 qualifications in a row now, and with very different entries, and all of them I kind of liked in their own way. So Lithuania is starting to become one of my favorite countries at Eurovision, and I'm quite sure that this song will also be able to qualify, not just because it's in a very positive semi-final for Lithuania, but also because the vibe is so special, and I think that a lot of people will connect to it. Some people will not like it at all, but as I said, they cannot vote against it, and the people who like it will vote for it. So then in the final, I do think that in the televote, this could go really well and be in the lower top 10, or not as good because people are just a bit turned off by it, maybe by the vibe. Maybe they don't want to feel this way. I could understand that as well. So my prediction is like 7th to 15th. And then unfortunately, the juries have kind of shown that they're not that much into rock entries, not into national language entries. And so I think the jury could go for it if everything aligns for them, but I also can see that the jury doesn't really get it and puts it very low in their rankings, unfortunately. So kind of a big range for my prediction here, but in the end, I think this will be 9th to 16th, something like that. But my predictions will probably change until when we have all the songs. Now, that was my prediction. Do let me know in the comments what you think, how Lithuania will do at Eurovision. Let's have a look at your votes from the community tab of my channel. And this sort of confirms what I just said, that this is a love or hate entry, because we have, not really hate, but we have a 32% 5-star rating, a 23% gave this 4 stars, 25% gave it 3 stars, and 20% 1 or 2 stars. So quite evened out between the different rankings. Quite interesting. Here are some of your comments. WM, I can't quite see it. Not a huge fan of the song, but their presence on stage, especially the singers, carries it out for me. The stage presence he has is really incredible, should be studied. Stephen Williams says, for me, this didn't do anything, and I was looking forward to the song ending. Okay, I didn't get the hype for Sylvester Belt last year, but I do prefer that to Lithuania's song this year. Okay, I don't think this will qualify. Sorry, Lithuania, but it's 1 star from me, unfortunately. I just don't get it. Also kind of confirming what I just said. Either you get it or you don't, and completely fine not to get it. Skirmandi Gucci says, the way he is looking into the camera, he is looking into your eyes, something different this year and in Lithuanian. The Mr. Pushy says, I absolutely adore this entry. It will be really difficult to beat this for me personally. I love the energy, the voice is stellar, they rock out like they mean it. The intensity is real, and it's in beautiful Lithuanian. I was so happy this won, and I'll be spending my money on them in semifinal 2 and in the final. So there you see, there is a big fan who will be voting for it. And then Ana Rita Santos says, this was indeed a catharsis. The rawness, the feeling, the power of the performance. I was in tears at the end. Thank you, Lithuania, for this jam. Thank you very much indeed for your comments, for your votes, for subscribing, and for spending this Eurovision season with me once again. I couldn't be happier to do it with you guys. And do subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and if you subscribe, I might see you in my next video. See you then, and bye-bye.